Hello, I'm Matthew Shimolowo. Join us this year for When Champions Gather in Lagos, Nigeria. Speakers this year will include Bishop Paul Morton, Dr. Siddiqui, Pastor Yemisi Ashimolowo, Pastor Femi Fashio. It's going to be an awesome conference. Healings, deliverance, favor, and real breakthrough will be poured out by the Lord. You cannot afford to miss it. Wherever you are watching this advert in any corner of the world, you need to be at this year's When Champions Gather. It will be a blessing. God bless you.
Date: Friday, May 1st to Sunday, May 3rd, 2015. Friday and Saturday, morning session 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Afternoon session 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Evening session 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And on Sunday, morning session 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Evening session.
Come to celebrate an evening of laughter, word and worship with Bishop Paul S. Morton and KICC Smoothstones, featuring KICC Expressions, Nathaniel Bassi and Lepasius Bosse.
5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Admission is free. Venue: The Prayer Dome, KICC Maryland, 13 Oak Lane, Mende, Maryland, Lagos. For further inquiries, please call 080-560-52300. It's a conference you must be a part of. Don't miss out.
Chapter 4, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. 1, 2, go. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. I want to speak to us out of this verse, a subject titled, How to Handle Bad Report. Reports, whether good or bad, will attempt to access your heart from where the issues of your life flows out from. The intention of report is to gain access to your heart. And the scripture says that the issues of your life flows out of your heart. So when report comes to you, whether good or bad report, the intention is to gain access into your heart. What is a bad report? A bad report is not a bad report solely because of its source, but majorly because of its content. A bad report is not just because the report is from the devil. It's not just because the report is from your known enemy. That doesn't make a report a bad report. A bad report can come from a good place. It can come from a good source. A report may come from a good or an even godly source and yet still be bad. It was a bad report when Goliath said he would kill David in battle. Whatever it is that is strengthening your life and say that you will die before your time is a bad report, irrespective of its source. So if your teacher who knows you so well comes to you and tell you that you are a failure, and you are saying, this is my teacher, he knows me, then his report has to be an acceptable report. No. Or your mother, Jabez had a mother who will wake up every morning and call him, Jabez, come and get me water. In the afternoon, Jabez, come and get me food. In the evening, Jabez, go to bed. And she knew that when she called Jabez, the meaning of Jabez is pain, son of sorrow. So in the morning he was saying, son of sorrow. Afternoon, bringer of sorrow. Go to bed, custodian of sorrow. That was what his mother was saying to him. But despite the source, he went to God one day and said, I don't want that report. And said, Lord, bless me. And bless me indeed. Enlarge my cause, so that I will not cause pain. I don't want to be who they are calling me to be. A bad report has to be effectively handled. Because number one, it is not the original plan of God for your life. Number two, it is not healthy. It is oftentimes the root cause of health challenges such as hypertension, stroke, madness. You know, some people, when they hear a report, they just flip in their mind. Just go crazy. Just go crazy. So you have to handle bad reports. Sometimes some people hear something and then migraine sets in. Some people have heart attack because of the news they got. And some people even die suddenly because of a bad report. That is why you have to have a mechanism, a spiritual mechanism by which you handle bad reports. You can't control its coming. You can't control its coming. You may not even be aware that it's coming. But you have to have a buffer around yourself to say, how do I detect whether this is a good report or a bad report? Whether I should allow it into my heart or not. A bad report has to be effectively handled because it ushers in fear. Fear brings worry and anxiety. Ways to handle a bad report. Number one, understand the report. Understand. What I'm saying to you today is not when somebody says something that looks like a bad report, you say, hey, I don't want to hear that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you to run away from realities. But any report that comes, you must understand that report. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7 says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom. And in all your getting, get understanding. Lack of proper understanding of bad reports make you to fear. If someone threatens you with a sack on the job, don't say you are dead or your career is finished. All the guy is saying is that I'm going to sack you from my company, ABC Limited. That's all the guy is saying. And he comes and threatens you, and the next thing you want to do is you want to go and commit suicide. They say, why? You say, I'm dead. Why are you dead? My career is finished. Why is your career finished? Because he said he's going to sack you. No, understand that report. The report says you are going to be sacked, not from life and not from every corporation, but that you are going to be sacked from ABC Limited. And if ABC Limited Managing Director, Chief Executive Chairman does not want you, it doesn't mean that CBA Limited, which is bound to be better than ABC Limited, it doesn't mean CBA will not have you. And in fact, if ABC Limited says they don't have you, and CBA says it doesn't have you, doesn't want to have you, and ACB says they don't want to have you, guess what? You can also start Me Limited. Hallelujah. Me Limited. But I don't have money for staff. Well, I have an idea for you. Multitask. Carry your briefcase and enter as the chairman. The next minute, get your keys out. Open your office as the doorman. The next minute, arrange the office as the secretary. When the time comes to type, you do that. When you need a drink, be your own PA. Go to the fridge, get that done. You want to market, be the marketing executive. My brother, my sister, start from somewhere, and the Lord will bless your effort. Hallelujah. Glory be to God. So when a report comes, understand the report. Understand the report. Doctor says, and because of this, stage 4 of this, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, you have 3 months. You're asking him, understand the report. Why did you say 3 months? Well, usually he will tell you, people who have this, we have seen that it takes them only 3 months to fight on. Oh, then you will say, who is that person? I don't think that person is me. My Bible tells me that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am a peculiar nation. I am different. What happened to my father doesn't have to happen to me. Did you get what I'm talking about? Whose report are you going to believe? Whose report? Understand the report. Look at your neighbor, say, use your mind. God gave us brain so that we can use it to process. Christianity doesn't mean that we should suspend using our brain. If we didn't need it, God wouldn't have given it to us. There is nothing God would do that is a waste. Understand it. And I'm sure if it's a bad report, while you are trying to understand it, you will see a loophole. Hello, I'm Femi Fasheru, the National Superintendent of KICC Nigeria. I want to let you know that KICC Nigeria is ready for the next When Champions Gather Conference. When Champions Gather Conference has been a huge blessing to our church, to our community, to our nation. Over the years, we've had great speakers at the conference, such as Bishop Mike Okonkwo, Bishop Tudor Bismarck, Dr. Mensa Otabil, Dr. Mike Murdoch. We've had, of course, Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, Pastor Rob Thompson. They've all been a huge blessing to us in the previous When Champions Gather Conference. This year, from May 1 to the 3rd of May, we are going to have When Champions Gather Conference 2015. This year, we have all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, United States of America. We have Bishop Paul S. Morton. We have all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma, United States of America, Dr. Nasir Siddiqui. We are also having all the way from UK, KICC Prayer City, Pastor Yemisi Ashimolowo. We are going to have an explosive, a glorious time in the presence of the Lord. It's going to be 3 days of healing, deliverance, miracles, and uncommon breakthroughs. It's a conference you don't want to miss. From May 1 to May 3rd. May 1 actually in Nigeria is a public holiday, so make all your plans to be here. We're going to be having 3 sessions on Friday and Saturday. The first session from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Second session from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and the evening session from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now on Sunday, we're going to be having the morning session is going to be 9 to 12, and it's going to be a big celebration service. And in the evening, we are having Celebrate from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to be an evening of laughter, word, and worship with Bishop Paul S. Morton and KICC Smoothstone, featuring Nathaniel Bassi, Lepasius Bosse, and KICC Expression. Do all you can. Call 0805-605-2300. Let us know how we can help you, maybe to secure your hotel reservation. How can we help you to make your time with us at this year's When Champions Gather Conference comfortable for you? Somebody will be there to pick up your call and help you with your inquiries. Whatever you want to do, clear your schedule. Be at the next When Champions Gather Conference. You are going to be blessed beyond measure. I'm looking forward to receiving you. God bless you.
Admission is free. Venue, the Prayer Dome, KICC Maryland, 13 Oki Lane, Mende, Maryland, Lagos. For further inquiries, please call 080-560-52300. It's a conference you must be a part of. Don't miss out.